Members of the Hanks family have been entrenched in the Bratt community since the 1880s. Similar to Davisville, the farms had to be cut out of dense forests by the pioneers who settled in the area. One of those families was the Hanks, whose names can be found throughout nearby Godwin Cemetery. The patriarch of the family was Elijah Gilliam, or Gilliam Hanks, who would marry Huel Hanks. He and Mahala lived in Wilcox County, Alabama, where he occupied such positions as school teacher, miller, overseer, and farmer. In 1850, Mahala died, leaving behind two children, Louisa F. and James W. Hanks. Elijah would remarry Martha E. Rigby in Wilcox County in 1854. When the Civil War erupted, Elijah was conscripted into the Confederate Army in Company E of the 1st Regiment of Alabama Conscripts in 1862. This would place him around 36 years old at the time. However, there is very little information on this regiment at all. As for Martha, her middle name is listed as Elizabeth as well as Amanda. She was the daughter of local planters in Crawford County, Georgia, Jesse Rigby Sr. and Ann Rowe. Upon her mother's death in 1860, her father relocated to Monroe County, Alabama, where he would pass away in 1880. In 1880, Elijah and Martha had also migrated further south to Monroe County, while some of their older children remained in Wilcox. Some of Elijah and Martha's children would remain in Wilcox, such as David, John G., Louisa, Martha Bell, and Sidney. In 1890, there was another large migration of family members from Monroe County into Escambia County, Alabama. In 1903, three of Elijah's children, Calvin Christopher, Joseph Erastus, and Lindsay Gillum, moved even further south into Bratt, Florida. All of them are considered pioneers of the Bratt community, as they farmed their fields and raised their families there. Back home, their father Elijah passed away in 1882, followed by their mother in 1887. Calvin Christopher Hanks was one of the three boys who moved to Bratt around 1903. He had married Louise Elizabeth Bettie Rigby in 1888, and by the time of their move to Bratt, the couple already had 6 children. Bettie was the daughter of James Frank Rigby and Nett Abigail Hendrix. Her father was said to have been a veteran of Company C of the Confederate 23rd Infantry Regiment. On the other hand, Drunetta's father was Martin Luther Hendrix, a Confederate soldier with Company F from Monroe County, marching with the 36th Alabama Infantry Regiment. He would die by disease or battle during the war on February 18, 1864. Martin's brother, Henry H. Hendrix, would also die on February 1, 1864 in a Confederate hospital in Montgomery, Alabama, with the 59th Infantry Regiment. When the war was over, those that survived came home. Drunetta's mother was Mary Ellen Morris, who had married Martin in 1854, and would receive his Confederate pension paid out of Monroe County. Back home in Bratt, Calvin was supporting his growing family as a farmer, his vocation until his retirement in 1940, and his death 10 years later. At that time, he would join Bettie in the Godwin Cemetery, where she had preceded him in 1932. They would leave behind the following children. Of Calvin and Bettie's children, 3 would serve their county with honor in the military.